And we're back, Frogs Angels, with some more NFL coverage, covering each division for the offseason, free agency, draft, all the good stuff.
All of it.
What do we got today? What do we got?
We have the NFC East today, starting off with the last place Eagles. Biggest needs, corners, number one.
Yeah, they need multiple corners, really no action from those corners.
Yeah, no action.
I think every team could use corners too. Very important, underrated position, but the Eagles definitely have a huge need. But luckily for them, it is a stacked corner class this year.
Lucky birds.
Yeah.
Second need, receiver. There's been a lot of, rumors. Alshon, maybe a Deshaun Jackson reunion. But I think their best case scenario is building through the draft here.
Yeah, they're rumored to be very high on Alshon Jeffrey. I think they're gonna attempt to get him. I think that's gotta be the number one landing spot after hearing that. It was either like Bears or Titans.
Titans, yeah.
I don't know if I really see him fitting with the Titans. I mean, I'm sure they'll take him for the right price, but I think the Eagles or Bears is like the main destinations for Alshon Jeffrey. So receiver, definitely they need that. They can get another one in the draft too as well. They traded Bradford for a first rounder. They weren't going to have a first rounder until they traded that. So they have a first rounder. They can go receiver in that spot.
Better not blow it.
They can go corner in that spot.
Better not blow it.
Yeah, it's hard to blow it this year. A lot of it's a very good draft class. So just say that.
All right, moving on. Running back as their third, and final need.
Yeah, they have quite a few running backs that are solid, but they don't have a guy that's really going to lead them anywhere. If you get a guy, Carson Wentz is the type of quarterback that needs a running back to go with him, his play style. So if you can get a guy in there that's for sure starting caliber, Dalvin Cook is a possibility in the draft. A guy like that, good receiving back that's solid, that also can run the ball hard and start. I think that'll help them a lot. But it's not the biggest need.
Because when they were playing good, Sproles was firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, Matthews can be good. He fumbles. He
doesn't stay healthy.
He gets hurt. So I think they can use another guy.
Okay, biggest free agent that they might be losing, this offseason. We have Benny Logan here.
Yeah, he's very good run stuffer, a nose tackle. If they lose him, that can bring us back to team needs. Could need a D lineman there.
All right, moving on, we have the Skins, or the R words. First biggest need. Quarterback. What are they doing with Captain Kirk?
Yeah, it depends on Kirk. I mean, are they going to try to give him the franchise tag? I don't know if they dare try.
Did they do that to him last year?
Yeah, he got it last year. Yeah, so
give the man his money.
Recently, I've been hearing he's going to get a big contract. Is he worth? That's another debate. Is he worth the contract?
I mean, he's gonna. Is he worth it?
I've seen over $70 million.
He's not worth that, but he's gonna. He pay the man. Pay the man.
It was a big moment. Like if he got to the playoffs, then maybe.
You like that?
One game away, yeah. I like it better. One game away from the playoffs, and he kind of blew that last game.
He choked that last game big time. If he can tighten up in those clutch situations,
he's got
the skill set.
It's there, but doesn't always show.
Right.
Like they played Minnesota, he had a hell of a game against Minnesota, which is one of the top defenses in the NFL. So that Kirk Cousins maybe deserves that money.
May the real Kirk Cousins please stand up.
But for me, I have always been a lot different than most people. I've always been completely building in the draft, even if you're not in rebuild mode. Old. Yeah, but I always like the young guys, and I don't know. I'm a fan. People are going to say the draft class this year is they're going to give it an F or a D for a total grade for the class. I think it's better than people think. I think there's 4 quarterbacks. Even though I'll bash 1 or 2 guys, that doesn't mean I think they're bad. I think they're worthy of first-round picks. So we'll see what they do. I don't know. It's really on Cousins.
I think
they'll try to re-sign Cousins.
Right. It's I don't think he'll play under the tag again. I think he's going to be like an Eric Berry type situation.
No, I don't think he'll play the tag.
Okay, second need, defensive ends.
Oh, yeah, they need more of a pass rush. I mean, they can use it all, really.
Right.
This is a team that has a lot of needs. They're not giant needs because they have decent guys there. But if they fill these needs, they'll be a playoff team.
I agree. They have a lot of weapons.
It starts with the quarterback. You need a quarterback in today's NFL,
right.
Except for some of those teams got in without Texans. Really the only one because the Raiders had Carr all year, so you can't really count that.
Okay, I guess inside linebackers as well, kind of help with that defense, defensive front.
Yeah.
Safeties and corners. Again, never have enough.
Safety, they definitely need a safety corner.
You need more than Norman.
Yeah, that's what some people like. We got Breland, but is he really a number one corner? And obviously, every team has 2 number one corners. Some teams start with a nickel, so you definitely can use a corner.
And I guess receivers, they could potentially be losing both Pierre Garçon and Deshaun Jackson. So that's why I have receivers down as a big need of theirs.
Yeah, I think they need to grab one.
I think they need Garçon back. He played very well
He's a very good blocking, one of the best blocking receivers in the game, so he's very underappreciated for that.
Okay, and I guess the only free agent that they have that we didn't touch on, besides Garçon, Jackson, and Kirk, is Chris Baker.
Very underrated D lineman. So if they lose him, they can use another one. They already need some even with him, but he's more interior, I would say. Could play both. He's more interior, so they need kind of more the ends, I would say, but either way.
All right, moving on to the New York Giants. Biggest need.
Footbee Giants?
Footbee Giants.
Yeah.
Biggest need. Paul Perkins' position.
You think that's the biggest need?
I think that's the biggest need.
I think it's more of a need than people think. We do our mock drafts. I had, in my current mock draft, that's not live yet, which will be next week, I don't have them taking a running back. But my previous one, which is not outdated or anything really, I have them taking a running back, and I kind of got some hate for that. People thought Paul Perkins was the answer.
No.
He did. I mean, he showed he's got potential, but to me, he's a very good backup.
He's not every down back.
Yeah, he's not an every down back. Jennings is supposed to go. They think they're gonna let him go.
He had a fumble issue this year.
Yeah, I mean he gets hurt too. So I think if they get a guy in there, because Eli's not gonna get any better. He's on the decline. If you get a guy that helps that offense, because when people play the Giants, they're thinking pass. Would stop the pass.
Yeah.
We saw teams like focus on shutting down Odell.
Green Bay in the playoffs.
Yeah, even
if they had a running game, they could easily manage the time.
The Packers' defense isn't good, but they're good at game planning. So they game plan around stopping the pass, Odell, then they're going to win. Good, smart teams can beat them. So that actually brings me to receiver. That could actually be more of a need than people think.
They got Shepard and Odell.
Yeah, but either of those guys. I mean,
what about tight end?
Odell does it. Tight end's more of a need, but just a wild card that I thought of is maybe like a big guy now, because Odell can do it all, but he's not really a big guy that's going to jump over you and
like
moss
a Garçon type guy.
Yeah, maybe like one of those. But that's like a depth need, I would say. But
left tackle could also be a need.
Yeah,
kind of that would help with the run game, even if they decide that
is
Paul
more of a
Perkins.
right tackle. I like Flowers, but he's more of a right tackle. Their line's pretty decent, but maybe a guy they can pick up. Yeah,
maybe some corners as well, or linebackers.
I mean, they can always use more DBs. That's what you'll hear us saying that a lot of teams will need corners. I think every team will need a corner, but linebackers is a big need. Yeah.
And I have defensive ends, and this is all kind of based off certain free agents if they lose them. Those being Pierre Paul and Jonathan Hankins.
Hankins on the D line, more interior, I guess, can play both. So they can use D line depending on that. But personally, I would let Pierre Paul go. I'm not like a fan anymore. I mean,
he's going to get money. He's going to get money.
He can play, but do they pay him? And do they really? I think they can grab a guy in free agency or the draft. I think is better.
Pierre Paul's going to be. I think he's going to be asking for too much money. Four-finger Paul.
Yeah, and they can move on for the right price. Maybe get him back, but we'll see.
I can see him going down to Miami. I don't know why. I can just see that.
Just see a fit.
They get all the washed up defensive lines.
They're actually pretty good edge rushing now. They could need. We'll see. I don't know.
All right.
We're not covering Miami.
Yeah,
today.
sorry. So, wrong division. Cowboys. First need. Defensive line, kind of like a pass rush, was an issue of theirs.
They need more. They actually have a lot of big needs for a team that was good. So I guess that's a good thing.
Their offense made the defensive issues not look as bad.
The thing I'm looking forward to with the Cowboys is Jalen Smith.
Woo!
If I know I covered the draft every year, and last year my number one player in the draft, if he wasn't hurt, was Jalen Smith by far, not even close. So if he's healthy, just imagine they having the number one player, arguably in last year's draft, with Zeke and Dak. It's like
Zeke,
what
Dak,
a draft.
and him all in the same draft.
But can he stay healthy? It was a bad injury. He's working out, looks really good, but he's a total package at linebacker. So they could be. Good. He's looking good, like.
Like he's a specimen?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, I guess receivers would also be a need. They potentially could be losing, I guess, Terrence Williams.
Yeah, I had them taking a receiver in my first mock. That's another one I got hate for. People don't realize, like people. I mean, I like Cole Beasley. But he shouldn't be your second best receiver. I mean, I like him. He's a small guy doing his thing.
You take Witten out of that team, your best receiver is who? Beasley? Are you kidding
besides
me?
Dez, you're talking?
Besides Dez
Yeah.
and Witten?
We had
Beasley? Are you kidding
Dez
me?
starts tearing up teams, and then they figure, like, okay, we better double. I never really see, you don't really actually see double coverage. When I mean by double coverage, I mean two corners. You see double coverage, I guess, corner and a safety shadowing, but I've seen a lot, after Dez starts going off, I've seen a lot of two corners covering him, and that's where it's hard to get open on that. So then you got nobody else. I had him taking John Ross, and he's like the same thing as Cole Beasley, but better. So I don't get why people were hating on me for that. He might not even be there for the Cowboys. So a receiver can help Dez get open.
All right, next need would have to be DBs. They could be losing both Claiborne and Church. So depending on that situation would be if they need their DBs.
I mean, I think they need them either way, but yeah, I think they need those guys back because Claiborne was looking like more of a bust, but he really stepped up. I know he got hurt, but he really stepped up, looking promising. And Church has always been a good guy on that defense.
And last but not least, the Romo situation.
Yeah,
what are they doing?
Romo's supposed to be out of there.
I think they're cutting him.
They're going to try to trade him, but I think they'll end up cutting him. So, I mean, they have obviously Dak's a starter, but then you need someone. Mark Sanchez is he the backup?
He's the Sanchez.
I think you need a backup quarterback, basically. You need quarterback depth, so like late in the draft, maybe something like that.
Or just go get the best backup in NFL history.
Who's that?
Brian Hoyer.
Brian Hoyer.
Career backup, Brian Hoyer.
Career backup. He's the guy.
Oh, that should do it here for the NFC East.
Yeah.
We're just whipping through these.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the other ones, there's some up there.
Go check them out.
Check them out. We got mock drafts. We got all kinds of NFL coverage. We got gaming. We also cover that on our Twitter, Frogs_Angels. Check that out.
And hey, subscribe.
Why don't you?
Please.
Goodbye.
See ya.